This video will show you how to add files to your project. You can see I'm in a blank project with no files within it. As introduced in the last video, all of your files are stored within the data area and then in the files folder, but underneath this we can add subfolders. So, for example, I'm going to create a folder for interviews. To do this, I right click on Files and choose New Folder. Here I can give it a name and then click OK, and you'll see the folder appears. When it comes to bringing files into Invivo, there are several ways to do this. You can use the import ribbon where you can choose what type of file you want to bring in. You can right click and choose New File to create a new file, or use one of the import options, or alternatively you can use a Windows Explorer window and drag and drop files in. Please note you can only drag and drop into anywhere within your files. If I tried to drag into some of these other areas, NVivo wouldn't let me. Just to show you how to do that through right clicking, I can right click and choose Import Items. It opens up a browser window. I can navigate to the file and click Open, and it will bring it into NVivo. You'll also note there's a couple more options underneath data. We have file classifications and externals. I'm going to cover file classifications in the next video, but first of all let's look at externals. As you can see from the import ribbon, NVivo supports a huge range of different files and imports from different programs. If you look at the Files option, for example, you can see all of the different file extensions that NVivo supports. If you are using something, however, that does not support one of the formats that NVivo can use, you can instead create an external. I like to think of externals as proxy references for things that NVivo doesn't understand. For example, if I was using a physical book, I may have a few options. I could scan parts of it in or take pictures, which would change the data into a PDF or an image which NVivo would understand. However, if I just want to make a few notes about that book and not bring it in, then I could use an external. To create an external, all I need to do is right click here and choose New External. This gives me the option to name it. You'll see I've got the option of including file links, web links or other. I can also put the location description if this is not a digital file. When I click OK, it will create and open that external, and here I can start to type notes about, in this case, the book I'm referencing. Externals won't be useful for every project, but it's certainly good to know that you've always got the option for referencing stuff that NVivo can't understand.